All right, welcome back everyone to our Wacky Wednesday edition. It's always fun when these two join me. Got Joel and Lauren, so welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes,
Good
good
morning.
morning,
Yes,
good
so
morning.
we will try to stay on topic initially. There should be someone else joining us. They are dealing with something right now, so they'll be on shortly. But our initial topic is going to be about Trump, throwing things against the wall again and seeing if it sticks and causing chaos out there. So, have you guys heard the news about Trump trying to have 10% interest rate capped on credit cards?
I have heard.
Joel, for you, in the lending space, kind of maybe what's your initial thoughts on this? And you see a lot of people, maybe finances, bank statements. Will this help, hurt, or what's your thoughts on it?
Well, I'm just doing some research on it. I've learned some things that I did not know, so I'm looking forward to talking through it.
What did you learn?
Well, one of the things I think some of the states have caps on the rates that you can charge, and so some states don't have caps, and so that's why you'll see a lot of these companies get domiciled and LLC'd in certain states. And I
Mhm.
forget the certain states, but like the ones that don't have caps, that's where their homeland is, so to speak.
Mhm.
Any like red state, blue state type of distinction there, or is it kind of just random?
I'll have to pull it up and double check. Yeah.
Lauren, did you get a chance to kind of look into it, or any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just throwing spaghetti at the wall. I mean, I would be surprised if anything passed. I mean, he kind of threw it out there as if he's just going to make it as a rule. Like he didn't say how they were going to go about this, if this was going to be an executive order, if it was going to go to Congress. And I do think that there's been a lot of bipartisan support verbally for it, but like, would this pass in Congress? I mean, it's pretty hard to imagine that it would, especially 10%. Like 10% cap is a pretty low cap. I feel like even going to like 15% would be more reasonable, and feel like it was more of a possibility and less of a pie in the sky number. But I was shocked when I was researching this. I was shocked to hear what interest rates the average interest rate is, like 23-24%. That's the average, which means there's like more that are higher than that and some that are less than that. But I can't believe how big of an industry, and I feel like it's pertinent to real estate investors because I just don't think you can get financially ahead if you're paying 24% to carry a balance over month after month. Like that interest starts compounding. I mean, there's nothing in real estate where you're getting a 25% return. I mean, when you think about it from an investor standpoint, just paying off credit cards or not carrying debt on your credit cards is like the best investment of your money that you could possibly do. And it's $100 billion industry for a reason.
All right, so before we get into Joe V's question, we'll stick on this interest rate a little bit more. But Joe has a question about one of Joel's Facebook posts where he's been posting a lot of
Which
content recently.
which one of the 90 that I've posted in the last 3 days?
About Holly wanting to allow pulling from 401k.
About what? Oh, yeah. So that specific post was talking about eliminating the 10% fee to pull out. So the post was very short, but you're going to have your income taxes are going to apply. But that one was regarding the 10% penalty. And so my take was you don't really need to change it. You can pull out money whenever you want. There's obviously going to be fees to do it, which is an incentive for people to keep their money in place. So do you take away the fee? I don't know. I mean, it's debatable. You're still going to be hit with taxes, which makes sense. Um, I don't know. That's I feel like if people were doing that, it just messes with the markets. because people are just be pulling money out of the markets and left and right.
Yeah. Yeah, but kind of like I said, going back to the interest rate, the Trump, like Lauren said, throwing spaghetti against the wall, right? So I think it's interesting to see like who is for it though, right? He's kind of like Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. They're the ones also advocating for this, right? So it's unique. It's weird that Trump and maybe I guess you would say the other side is kind of coming together and agreeing that this is the right thing to do. But there is a lot of hoops that he would have to jump through, right? It's not something where I think even if he made an executive order, it would go into effect, right? I think it still has to be approved by Congress. So there's a lot of legalities that has to come into play for this to come to fruition. But I think it's just the thought of it. That do you think this is something that is good for the people that maybe do have credit card debt, or how would it affect them if it did come into play? So like I think a lot of people are talking like credit availability would probably dry up to some extent, right? So banks wouldn't lend as much. Is that kind of where you guys are leaning, or do you think it would be very helpful to people?
I mean, I feel like there are some people that would have a harder time getting credit. But I think the 10% number is kind of what throws me off, because I'm like, if it was at like 15%, I don't think it would affect that much. I mean, it was at 13% 10 years ago. So, and people were using just as much credit and having it at their disposal. I honestly think that it probably would help some people and hurt some people, just like anything, like you can't really say a blanket statement like this would be good for everyone. But I do think that like there are predatory aspects of credit card companies that are lending to people that shouldn't be lent to, and taking a 25% interest can get people in a place where the interest is so much that they can't even get ahead of paying it off. Like they'll never be able to like pay off their debt. They'll have to file bankruptcy. And then if it's going into bankruptcy anyway, I feel like, yeah, I don't know that it would be a net loss for people, but I also don't know that it would make such a huge impact, because they might go to other people like loan shark type of situations, and they might find themselves in worse situations. So it's really hard to say.
Joe, do you have any other thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the chatter that I've been seeing is like, yeah, going back to if you cap the rates, right, then that limits the revenue. Then you're going to have limits of credit extension, and or freezing their accounts and they can't spend anymore. Like you say, you have got a $5,000 limit, and your balance is 3,800. Well, we're just going to freeze your account because we can't allow you to add any more to your limit or to your balance. And so then you've got people just paying down the debt for a year at a lower rate, which, I mean, for some people, like you said, Lauren, for some people, that's going to be a win. I mean, that's if you're getting charged 25% and your credit card balance is 10 grand, I mean, 25% versus 10%, that's 15% difference. I mean,
That's huge.
What's the math on that?
Yeah, I think the other thing I've been seeing quite a bit is even like off the top of my head, I can't remember which exactly, but even like the rewards points, right, for the credit cards. I forget. Shoot, I could be wrong, but were they saying the banks or the credit card companies were responsible for the rewards, I believe?
Yeah, the
So
credit card companies.
yeah, so even that, so like but so to some extent, right, people are like, is 20, like you're saying, 24%, is that a reasonable rate of return for these banks to be receiving when people need this credit, right? So how fair is this rate, right? And then on the flip side, it's like how much risk are they taking, right? So they're lending people the money or giving people this credit who may not have the perfect credit scores or income, and they're allowing these people. That's why the risk profile and the rate is so high, right? So,
but that being said, too, I was reading that people who have great credit and have a very low risk profile also have a 25% So I feel like the risk is high for some people, but it's like kind of feels like across the board, those interest rates are high like that.
However, though, if you've got somebody that's got high income and let's just say they use $8,000 a month on their credit card and they've got that high credit score profile, they're paying 0% rate because those types of people are typically going to pay off in full each month. And so they incur no interest rate on those cards. So
You would hope.
well, I'm saying you have some here and some here and people in the middle.
Yes.
So like there's some algorithm that I'm sure they have that, kind of
Yes.
balances the effect. But
yeah. I mean, ultimately, I'm a big advocate for personal self-responsibility. Like nobody's forcing anyone to sign up for a credit card. I think we all have to just like take accountability. I do think they are predatory, but there's a reason why they are able to prey on people. I think the more concerning thing is how much debt there is. Like researching this, I was reading about how debt and missed payments is at a high. And so I was just kind of surprised to hear that.
Well, I've personally, just through pulling people's credit reports, personally seen the amount of charge-offs way higher than in years previous. And what I mean by that is that companies might put you into collection and try to collect on that debt, and then they may transfer that debt to another company, and they're trying to collect and collect and collect. And maybe it goes to 4 different collection companies at pennies on the dollar. But I've seen more and more companies just quickly write it off and charge it off. And then on your credit report, on a lending side of things, if you have a charge off on an FHA loan, we don't count that into your ratios.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So I think I haven't looked up the data of the amount of delinquent credit card debt and what that trend is over time, but I'd be interested to see what that is. I'm gonna
so that almost like incentivizes people to do it because they know that it's not going to make a difference.
Well, yeah, and again, the conversations that I have with people, obviously it's a very, very small subset of the nation, but I mean, there's just a lot of people that, I have this debt because I have no other choice. I'm just trying to like band-aid life and survive. We're in survival mode. Like that term survival mode, I've heard so many times over the last couple of years, is just the cost of living going up and jobs and income going down in some industries and certain sectors. So yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Lead Prejado, who joins me every Saturday for his weekly Bitcoin wrap up, says, I use rewards, have perfect credit, and pay it off every month. Though I'm positive we have a lot of morons that don't understand money, and that's why Dave Ramsey is still needed for the masses. Yeah, definitely. I think Dave Ramsey helps a lot of people. But at the same time, it's a tool, right? I think a lot of people are putting in the comments that it's a tool. Like Brady is saying, I use credit cards for everything business related, get the points, and then pay off each month. Only way I use credit cards.
Yeah, I agree with Josh. Also, he just said, especially on college campuses, I completely agree. I think that preying on young students, because I had a friend when I was in college and she took out a credit card, she was using it and she didn't even understand that there was interest. And again, her parents obviously didn't educate her there, but there's also no education within our school system for this either. Like at no point in time was I ever told about high interest rates and credit cards and taught about that. And then all of a sudden you're allowed to open them up and you've gotten no education on it.
That's funny. I was watching Theo Vaughn podcast recently. I forgot who the guest was, but they were talking about how he didn't understand, right? He opened up a credit card and he's just like, oh, I got all this money. And he's just like, yeah, let's see them get me and come and collect, right? He didn't he just racked up all these bills and he's just like, oh, who did? They're not going to come get me. He didn't realize this follows you, right? Like your credit score, this outstanding balance. And after then, you get older and you're like, shit, man, what did I do? So, but yeah, like you're saying, when you're younger, you don't realize all these things and nobody teaches you that. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely predatory. Let's see.
Hyder, I think we're having our first disagreement.
Ooh, let's see. What he says credit card companies are dealing with the same garbage and manipulated currency we are. So they have the same problems with an unsound currency. The currency is predatory, not the credit card companies, in my opinion.
I think the credit card companies are predatory. Like they're making hundreds of millions of dollars, and they just increase the rates. Like I feel like credit card companies absolutely are predatory, but you should be smart enough to take accountability. But let's not make them into nice guys, because they certainly are not.
See, Jovi, exactly what Theo Vaughn was saying. So Jovi says recently spoke to a 20-something who didn't know they had to pay their credit card bill, thought it was just free money.
Yeah.
Brady Morgan says personal finances. Oh, where'd it go to chat just moved. Personal finances was one of the very first courses I had when I went to college. Not bad, but it was fairly general info. And I will put Brady's YouTube channel in the chat. He just sent me a copy of his book that he's going to be coming out with soon. I haven't had a chance to look at it, Brady, so I will take a look at it though. Let's see. Everyone disagrees with Hyder, Jovi said. So Joe, for you, I mean, like I think though, you probably see a lot of people maybe their income and their credit reports, on a more regular basis. Like what options do people kind of have though, right? So let's, things are getting expensive out there, right? People are kind of using credit cards as a way to get by right now with where the economy is and the price of things, right? So if they were to put this cap and people's lines were frozen, I mean, what are we looking at, you think? I mean, do you have any thoughts where what kind of outcome that would be?
Like, will people get into more
How
financial
would
trouble if they can't have more extended lines available?
Yeah, well, I mean, what would they do, right? If that's kind of they're paying the minimum, they're kind of living off of that, right? They're paying their bills, they're paying whatever necessary living, and then their lines are frozen, right? And so now, what's going to happen after that? You think?
Well, I think you have a couple things that happen. One, you start to hunker down, right? When you know you don't have a safety net anymore, you start to and have a wall in front of you. You start to figure out other ways to be able to make things, work or happen. And so I did the math on it. 15% on 10K, that's what, $1,500 a year of interest difference, which that would be $125 a month reduction in interest, which, okay, that's going to help a little bit. But maybe it's more just psychological. Like, hey, we got some runaway here to like try to make a dent in this debt. Let's lead, pray, hodl, save your money, save your money, and attack this debt. I don't know. I don't know if it would have that big of an impact, to be honest. When it's all said and done, I don't think it's gonna have that big of either way. I don't think it's gonna have that big of an impact. Kind of the same thing with the 40-year mortgage. I don't think it's gonna have that.
Yeah, I think putting a cap is like something, if things continue to trend in this direction, if it's like going to get up towards 30, 35, 40%, like I think as it starts to trend upward, it obviously is similar to compound. It's like compound interest. It starts to have more and more of effect, that it could be a slippery slope, but also realistically, they're never going to make it 10%. So
yeah, it's funny thinking about this. Like you have conversations with people about like a fix and flip and get hard money, and you may pay 14% on a hard money loan. Again, the scale is different because you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially. But it's like you're going to spend 12 to 14% on a hard money loan, but like shoot, you're going to pay 25% on a credit card. Which I mean, I see people with 50 grand, 20 grand of credit card debt easy. Sometimes more.
Yeah.
All right, so we have to reintroduce someone. People may have forgot who he is, but here he is.
Yo,
welcome back.
Yo,
What's up? What's
it's
up?
the Fantastic
Hello.
Four back again.
How's it?
Yo.
How you been, man? I think
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good, man. Lot going on in your life, I believe. So maybe quickly for the people new here in the chat section, who are you and where do you invest and what do you invest in? And
Who
you
am
still got
I?
your
Goodness.
Tesla
You
and
just reintroduce
yeah.
yourself.
I know.
What is your name and what do you do?
Yes, yes. No, what's up? Thanks for having me on, guys. Yeah, Matt. Both my wife and I active duty military, both in the Coast Guard, invest in Florida and Louisiana, house hack and Airbnb, and added a little one to the family. So I am up early, 5 weeks old and sleep deprived and just straight surviving right now. So yeah, we've been a little busy living life, staying present in life. So it's good. So I haven't had too much time to hop on here, but it's good. That's a quick minute.
You haven't been getting into Twitter wars, spending all your time on Twitter.
I mean, I've been dabbling. That's an easy low hanging fruit. I could just like hop on the phone, like we're feeding the baby, scroll a little bit, feed the baby,
Yeah.
scroll, so yeah, try not to be too hostile, but it's been good.
So wait, am I muted? Hold on.
No.
No,
Okay.
you're not muted.
Before we maybe, I don't know which direction to go. Do I want your thoughts on quickly give us your thoughts on if Trump his proposal to cap interest rates, credit card interest rates at 10%.
Yeah. Well, I think like personally, right? Like I try to like pay off our balances. So whether the interest rate's 24.99 or 4%, that might not really apply. But I feel like when you cap it at 10%, it's basically just going to hurt the people kind of at the lower end that have been using credit cards, like the banks, the lenders. They're going to say this portfolio is a little bit too risky. So we're just going to go ahead and not give them credit cards. And so I think they make money off the interest. So if people at the lower end aren't paying those higher interest rates, I think it'll be a hurt for both the consumer as well as the finance companies. But maybe initially, right? Because this is just a Band-Aid. It's only a year, correct? Is the proposed idea?
That's the proposed, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not really going to fight the underlying issue of like sound financial principles of like budgeting and paying off your debt early, paying off the higher interest rate. You know what I mean? So it's just a Band-Aid, but
well, that would lead me to, so do you think people may actually be, if it's capped at 10%, put extra to paying down that balance, or is that now spending money, right?
No, that's just going to be spending money because it's basically like the same idea. If I have a 12-month promotion of 0%, like, oh dude, I'm racking that up. And then at 12 months comes, then I'll start worrying about, okay, now I'll start paying interest or start paying down this debt. So I think it just, it's a classic, like, we're just going to push the problem to the side a little bit. I don't know. Maybe we have midterms coming up. Like maybe this is just like hey, like, look at this. I'm addressing some affordability issues, but I think the underlying issue probably still will persist.
Well, we do have, no, go ahead.
Like I looked up the profitability for Visa and MasterCard, and Visa in 2024 was 19.7 billion, and then MasterCard was 12.4 billion, and it's up year over year. And from a marketing standpoint, like, okay, Trump comes out, he's gonna bulldoze, he's kind of just gonna throw stuff against the wall, and who knows what sticks, and maybe they make a move. What if these companies completely do a 180 and they say, hey, you know what? Like, because I mean, the whole point of this is like, yeah, Biden, quote unquote, the Bidenomics, crushed people's pocketbooks because of the inflation, 9% inflation for a year. It's all his fault, quote unquote. Well, what if these companies came out and said, hey, yeah, you know what? Like, we want to give people 6 months or a year of 0%. What if they came out and did 0%? Then people will be just coming out the woodworks to get more credit cards. Maybe I should be on their marketing team.
I know. I'd use those credit cards and I'd be using them for real estate and stuff.
I saw there was a comment on one of Zuber's videos where he was talking about the interest cap, and someone was saying they think, I think most of us would agree it's for the midterms, political theater, try to get reelected or for the elections. But he commented he thinks, same thing. Trump throws things against the wall, spaghetti against the wall, but then now the other side is going to have to kind of shoot it down, right? And say this is not the right thing to do, and Trump's gonna be like, I'm trying to help people save money. I'm trying to help the working class, lower their cost of living, and so I think he, you hate him or like he knows he knows how to play the game, right? So I think that's definitely one way to look at it. He's putting it out there, trying to say, I'm trying to help the American people, and one side is going to be shutting me down in a sense. But yeah, like I was going to say, Matt shows up today. People disagreeing with Hyder, they're saying in the chat for the first time. So this is very unique. But I do also want to ask Matt, because I've been seeing you on social media still yet. Do you still invest in real estate, and what else have you been doing in your investing?
Dude, I've been rooting on the Bears, bro. Gosh,
Oh,
a
I
full-time
didn't want to
job.
bring that
My
up
goodness.
because they beat your Washington this year, but I have seen you with different posts out there, so I'm interested to know if you're still in real estate and what else have you been investing in?
Yeah, the real estate, I mean, that's always a good asset class, right? You're buying undervalued properties or whatever purpose you're using them for. So like we're still house hacking. We're still running the Airbnb since 2021. And so, that's still a good investment for our purposes in the current like kind of season of life that we're in. But in terms of like actively doing like fix and flips or out of state investing, like we have a property manager in Florida that handles both those properties, so it's pretty like hands off on our side. And so I think right now the other asset class that I feel that is has been doing well is like if you've been investing in the stock market. So before I did real estate in 2018, I was like, that was the first time I got like an actual job. So I was like, first time in the military getting this paycheck, and always thinking like, I didn't have any student loans. So what do I do with this extra money? And so that was the whole index fund, kind of set it, forget it. So like you go down the rabbit hole of all this, index funds, low expense ratios, just like bet on Team America, S&P 500, right? And so that was like the baseline, and kind of that shifted to like that's what we invest in our TSP, or basically that's like the government 401k equivalent. So we've been doing that since 2018, maxing Roth IRAs. Real estate was in 2020, so we learned about real estate. And so like I think the big picture is like whatever the asset class is, like you'll kind of assess where your skills are, you'll educate yourself, maybe reach out to people that are doing it, get some mentorship, and then kind of pursue that path. So 2020 to 2022 was kind of all real estate, like really heavily focused on that. And then now it's 2025 going to 2026. Like the past year, we haven't really been doing any real estate deals, just been kind of normalizing or stabilizing the portfolio. But I've kind of like had my interest back to like stocks, and back in, was it April, like the trade war, like you start seeing these corrections of 20% or more. And it's like, I'm sure you guys would agree, like with real estate, it's like if you can get something for like 75 cents or 80 cents on the dollar, right, you can kind of make that delta over time. And so that's kind of the principles that kind of applied in the season that I was in, where now I've kind of shifted that focus a little bit to more stocks. And
just say you quit real estate and you're trading now online, and I see
no, dude, there's an appropriate time, I feel, for whatever asset class that you believe in, right? So if something's undervalued, what's wrong to say like, hey, let me go ahead and just pivot this, kind of build up the portfolio here, and then kind of when we're at some highs, maybe take some chips off the table, reallocate. It's just basically what it's a cool term for a portfolio manager, I guess. I don't know, that like that sounds like a good LinkedIn title, but that's kind of what the focus has been, and it's fit the lifestyle a little bit better because both of us are still working full time. So
what is Honey Drips? I've seen you post about that quite a bit recently.
Yeah, so like I said, right, mentorships, people that are doing it, like proven people that are investing and educating and teaching. And so really it's like sort of like a Discord channel of kind of investors that are sharing like, hey, these are like the plays that they're thinking of, or this is like the kind of charting or different types of fundamental analysis versus technical analysis. And that's stuff that I'm interested in. A credit card company, maybe. No, I don't know. But yeah, so it's like, I mean, it's kind of like the school run all time community, just being around people that are doing the thing that you want to be doing or you want to get better at. And with a little education, a little homework, a little studying, create yourself a plan, and kind of execute that plan and see what it does in that year, 2 years, 5 years. And so for us, like, I know that stocks will be something that I'll do for the rest of my life. Real estate, something that I'll do for the rest of my life. But right now it's just like, what do I have the bandwidth with both a full-time job, now starting a family, kind of where do my priorities lie? And so that's kind of the reasoning why there.
You guys got any questions for Matt or any things you want to? I got something else.
I didn't get my real estate license. See, that was part of the problem.
Yeah, that's why you were avoiding me for so long.
No, I thought about it, and the time and attention it would have taken me to pursue that, right? I think it would have taken away from what I'm currently doing. So, so yeah, sometimes you gotta know your strengths, know your weaknesses. Like, I didn't see myself as somebody that's going out and selling, or I know that referral agent stuff that we talked about. But yeah, you just gotta take advantage of the opportunity.
I do have a question for you. I mean, is that the porn stash wasn't there last time, was it?
Dude, I've been growing this for 32 years, bro. Maybe
it just looks more emphasized.
I think
it goes with his Tesla. That's why it's a requirement to have a Tesla. But so Matt, another thing I wanted to bring up was I don't want to say you were vocal, but I did see you posting quite a bit when the government shutdown was in play, right? So did that impact you in any way? And also, kind of, did that make you change what you're investing in a little bit, or change any of your thought process there? But how did the government shutdown affect you?
I think it affected more people, like, at the work that I'm doing, right? So at the air station, it's a 100-member unit, and you have everybody from the lower ranks to the upper ranking officers, and when something like no paychecks come in for, hey, like, there's no end in sight. It could be 1 month, it could be 2 months. Like, this ended up being, I think, the longest government shutdown. So you have like all your junior and enlisted folks, which, to be honest, they're really not even making that much, like, to make ends meet, right? Like, the housing allowance here, probably barely affords that 1 bedroom, 1 bath. So they got to live on base. And so, all the housing expense, all the other eating expenses, like, it's just expensive to live for them. And then on top of that, it's like their income really just can't kind of keep up with kind of normal working wages. So I would say it affected more people at our unit. And so that was something that's like, for me, my role was like to see what are the viable solutions. And so you probably saw lots of kind of military focused, like USAA, Navy, Fed, kind of offering these 0%, sort of like not payday loans, but like basically they would front you your paycheck for 0%, and then you'd pay that back. Like, let's say, I think it was probably, call it, like, happened to end of October, so maybe November 1st, November 15th, you could try to like get a loan for 0% of that paycheck, and then you wouldn't pay that back until the government opened. So like your payments were probably due either December 15th or like first week of January, something like that. And so, I mean, that's like a big wake up call for a lot of people that have families and they're living, paycheck to paycheck, regardless if you're in the military or not, building that emergency fund or having that cushion, having some extra cash, there's no price for like letting you sleep easier at night. You know what I mean? So that was a lot that kind of I saw there at work. So.
Well, I hope they figure things out, because I believe there's another possible one coming end of the month. They're talking about another government shutdown, possibly.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what it's funny, you guys follow like the poly markets and stuff. It'll be
Mhm.
interesting to see what the poly market percentages of a government shutdown. But yeah, interesting times. I think it's probably most likely gonna happen again. So it's like we'll just be going back and doing the same thing that we did back in November, which is just like, unfortunate, just keeps kicking the can down the road.
Has it woke up any of your other, I guess not employees, but people that you work with, as far as kind of waking up to having extra income or other sources of income coming in?
Yeah, like people were allowed to, if they wanted to do like a side gig. So I felt like, adding opportunities for employment was like was something like a viable option for people, just to help, cover basic monthly expenses like your shelter, your food, and gas and all that stuff. Um, but but yeah, no, I think it is definitely like a wake up call to try to plan and prepare yourself for to not be in that position, right? Like it's not going to be something that you kind of do overnight, but as you build it up over the course of 3 months, 6 months, like reduce your living expenses, try to live below your means, maybe make that sacrifice temporarily, so that way you can kind of live a little bit more comfortably later on. And so definitely easier said than done for people that are young, people that aren't really making much money. Like a lot of the junior enlisted folks definitely felt that hurt more so than myself. But that's just kind of a reality of the world that we live in, right?
So, how quick question for you. So, fast forward the clock, you get you're 20 years in, you
Hmm.
retire. In theory,
Yeah.
what would you want to do full time?
Oh,
What would
that
you?
would be operating business, owning a business, whatever that is. Could be real estate. Um, but yeah, so like between my wife and I, oh yeah, look, government shutdown. Oh wait, is it 2026? It says greater than 99% chance, but hold
Oh,
on. That's the wrong one. 30% chance.
Yeah, accidental landlord says Poly Market says 31%
Mhm.
chance of a shutdown by January 31st.
Yeah,
jeez.
here we go again.
I mean, we got tariffs
Um,
coming out. No, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, no, like, yeah, basically it's like the answer to your question is like once we retire, we'll do our 20 years, either one of us. If we can both stay in co-located, that's like our first plan. If not, one of us stays in. Because like the reality is like we really don't you don't like moving so much. You want to kind of establish a community, like get some friends here. But like when you're in the military, like you kind of signed up for this, where you're moving either every 2 or every 4 years. So like the people we know here in New Orleans, like you really don't really develop that strong of relationships, as opposed to if I knew like, hey, this is our forever spot, we're gonna retire out of here. um, and so that's kind of like the shitty thing about like really being in the military, is like the geographic instability. But ideally, raise a family, retire, not have to work once we get out, so we'll be in our mid 40s. And I think that's the whole point of kind of what everybody else, all the speakers here are doing, is like kind of to set yourself up to either live off the cash flow, increase your net worth um, in your younger years, and then that way you have opportunity to do what you want with the time that you have.
So we're trying to convince Lauren to start her family, right? Like, you just started yours, but if you haven't heard, Lauren is starting a boutique hotel. So that's her project
Oh,
she's got going
lovely.
on in Idaho right now. So Lauren, any
Mhm.
updates on that project you're working on?
It's currently rented out. There's 5 units in the on part of it. So that's currently rented. And then we're working on finding an architect that we like. We've interviewed several, but we haven't found the right one. But just, yeah, it'll be a process of probably a year or so working with the city, getting a change of use for the building and getting them to approve our building plans.
I just put something in the chat, Matt. I got some friends of mine that are in the DC market. They, 20 years in, they retired, and they started a podcast called the next tour podcast, talking to people that are transitioning in and out and all that stuff. Just an
Sweet.
example of some people are doing, on the way.
Yeah. No, I think for Lauren, like the boutique hotel, I think that's that's probably the shift where like Airbnb was in like, 2020-ish, like people were like flooding in that market. Are you seeing people like kind of flood in the boutique hotel space, or is it still like kind of on that like ramp up, getting more popular, gaining some traction?
I think it is a little bit more popular. I think that it's a natural transition from like Airbnb people, partly because Airbnb has changed its rules so many times, and being beholden to a platform just never feels like a very safe option. So it's a way to kind of take control of your own bookings. But I also think there's a higher barrier of entry than there is to the Airbnb, because like I feel like Airbnb, you could put your home, anybody who had like a single family home or something, versus being in the boutique hotel or motel space, you're really like using an investment property. It's not going to be a primary residence or anything else. So I think there's a little bit more of a barrier of entry that has kind of made it slower for people to infiltrate.
Yeah. No, I think like at least for us, like the city rules and regulations are so dynamic, constantly changing, trying to compete with like the big hotels. So like small mom and pop Airbnb operators are probably getting squeezed out, whether it's either, racing for pricing, like their margins are compressing, or like regulations come out saying, hey, actually you need to do this, this, and this. People that used to qualify are now like in New Orleans, like we have like a lottery for each like city block. And so like you're basically, putting a lot of risk in saying, for a chance to get an Airbnb permit, I'm going to be putting how much up front if I wasn't living in that, home as like owner occupied. Whereas, like you said, with the boutique hotel space, it's like the sole purpose of that commercial, either zoning or regulation, is like to facilitate this. And so, that's
you don't have to worry about them
issue.
changing the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
I'm big on also like in person, because I'm doing like the goal is to do a bowling alley as well, like it's like a boutique bowling alley. And I feel like in person spaces and like being able to combine an Airbnb or any type of short-term rental with an experience really helps. Like the Airbnb markets that are just based off of like, this is a cool place and people like to visit, then they can choose any one of the Airbnbs or short-term rentals. But if you have something that is experiential that goes along with it, I feel like people are traveling even more for the experience, and then them staying there is just a byproduct of that.
Yeah.
Well, I saw
That's
Josh
cool.
asking where's your boutique hotel, but then also Flavio is saying instead of Casa Mariposa, you should open a daycare. Seems more yeah, you should put a daycare facility on the property also.
Yeah.
But
I
what
feel
what
like
market? Yeah.
It's in Idaho, in just south of Sun Valley, near a ski resort.
I threw in the chat, kind of, this is a follow up to Joel's question. What do you want to do after you get out of the military? But so this is where my wife and I, Jessica, got married. It's called Paradise Cove in Orlando. It's right on the lake. But what and kind of like what Lauren's saying is like combine the lodging with the experience. So what's cool about this venue is like during the day, it's like a water sports kind of rental. So like they're generating income during the day, like jet skis, kayaking, tubing. You can rent like a boat, like to get there on the backside of a lake. And then at night they do weddings, right? So like wedding venue, blah, blah. And it's like, when we went there, we're like, dude, like how sick would it be to like own and operate like a business like this? And then, like, I feel like, as we kind of get older, we're, like we're learning skills, like we're operating Airbnb and like running a business. And I feel like the skills that you build up over time will help kind of position us to operate something of that effect, like an event space or like a retreat spa wellness that has kind of that lodging, like all in one. I feel like people like the convenience, like all inclusive resort in like Tulum, Mexico. It's like I know that if I just get there, I'll have everything like taken care of, or various spa packages, like you name it, food, blah blah blah. And so, I mean, that stuff is like that's not going anywhere. I feel like that's such a cool, unique experience that you can really, um, tailor it to the kind of either clientele or the experience or like wedding venue, whatever you name it. So
Mhm.
I think that's not going anywhere.
Yeah. And those are the skills that you get from operating a short-term rental. It's like you dabble into hospitality and you're like, okay, yeah, I'll use this in the future.
I think a lot of people may be thinking this, but does a boutique and bowling alley go together? What's their thought behind that, Lauren?
A boutique hotel and bowling alley.
Yeah.
So many of you guys live in very warm climates. So you may not know this, but Joel knows this because he lives in a cold place. In the wintertime, there is not a lot to do outdoors. So when you go places, you need indoor activities. So I feel like also for like it's a fun thing to be able because it's going to be a small bowling alley, like 5 lanes. So for like I'm work parties, you want to have your work Christmas party. Where do you do that? There's just not a lot of places here to go. So it'd be fun thing to rent out for corporate retreats. I also think like a bachelor party would be fun, and it's going to be a small boutique hotel. So you can rent out the hotel and then have a private party in the bowling alley. It's also there's a bike path a mile away. There's a hot spring being put in, and it's 15 minutes from skiing, and the bus comes right in front of the hotel from skiing. So I feel like there's a lot of outdoor activities here, and then having something that people can do indoor and like have a venue space for events and parties is fun. And like bowling is something you can do where nobody has to be good at it, or you don't all have to be at the same level, and you can chit chat in between frames and still talk and drink and eat food and all of that. So I feel like it's just like kind of one of those things where it's like an activity that is just like easy to do while also doing other things.
Stan nailed it, I think. A boutique hotel. But yes,
Love it.
Stan can attest to the difficulties on getting an Airbnb license in New Orleans. It's not been a smooth or easy process. Brady says his market has been flooded by short-term rentals over the last few years, oversaturated now, highly competitive, gotta have great amenities. I was thinking about that too. Everyone talking about short-term rentals being dead and things like that. But I feel like there's only a few that actually are, I guess maybe I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but only a few are actually trying to be profitable. I think a lot of people are just
Yeah.
doing it for the tax benefit. So it's like, if I break even, or, it's doing its purpose, right? So there's only a few people that are actually trying to separate themselves. I don't know. That's kind of my feeling on it. You guys have any thoughts on that?
I mean, I know a lot of people that have like an Airbnb, and it's great for like if you're house hacking, or you have an apartment or an ADU or something behind your house, and it's like you don't want somebody who is a full-time tenant there. You'd rather have different people coming and going. So I know a lot of people who operate Airbnbs that way, and it just is like a supplement to their income. It's not something that they like have to be wildly profitable at. So in that instance, I think it's a great option for people to be able to rent out their space and not have to deal with someone full time. But I don't know a ton of people that are like owning multiple Airbnbs and doing it as a full business. But the ones that I do, they're pretty successful at it because they've like dialed in their market and the amenities and all of that.
Flavio's asking, Lauren, what will be the smallest HB that will make sense to you?
Probably
And
like boutique hotel.
unique building with only 5 rooms. is a unique building with only 5 rooms.
What is the smallest? I mean, if you're talking about like rooms, like quantity of rooms, like what is the smallest that makes sense? That totally depends on what you buy the property for and what you're renting it for and your expenses. So this property has 5 rooms. I eventually want it to have 13 and do a second story above the bowling alley with more rooms. But the 5 rooms alone already pay for the property.
Oh, really? Brady is saying, unfortunately, my town does not allow ADUs or renting out partial homes, whole home or nothing.
Oh,
Huh, interesting.
yeah.
What state or what city?
Wyoming.
See? Oh, Brady's in Wyoming. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's surprising for Wyoming. I feel like,
Yeah.
Aren't they like, oh, they love business, right? Open
yeah, I feel
business
like
kind of
it's
deal.
like no rules in Wyoming.
It's like the Wild Wild West. They just do.
Yeah.
So Matt, yeah, newborn, right? How's that been? Is that what was more terrifying, the baby on the way, or your first real estate purchase, maybe or investment pro? What?
What was the first? What was the hardest? You mean,
Yeah.
dude? 100%. The baby on the way, man. Like the first, I feel like for those people that have like kids, right? Like you'll have so much unsolicited advice, and you're like, dude, what do I do? What do I do with all this? Like, and so you just like try a bunch of stuff, and for the first 4 or 5 weeks, it's just been surviving and trying things, and like the life that we had before, routines like completely go out the window. Like we're doing our best to like we go like with Audubon Zoo and go to the park, and just like one thing I'm surprised is just the amount of time it takes to prepare to move the family from the home, like getting all like the diaper bag stuff, like, and then like to get there, and then it's like, oh wait, like, oh, now we got to change diapers, you got to feed. So it's teaching me a lot of patience, which is good, which is good. But yeah, no, it's just an exciting new chapter, exciting new adventure. I think the real estate deal, in similar fashion, right? Like you don't know what you're getting into until you kind of do it and make that leap of faith and jump into it. But yeah, just like when I was, it gets easier with the second child, dude. 100%, man.
Yasik says, yeah, just like rentals, it gets easier with second child. Brady is right outside of, what do you say, Jackson Hole? I think it said somewhere up here near Jackson Hole. Joe V says, Wisconsin as a state puts restriction, prevents some cities to allow Airbnbs, but I live in a resort area, and the hotels and resorts are being hit hard by the surplus. Okay. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't know if you know.
2 dads here. You guys, do you have advice for him?
Survive
Yeah,
it.
dude,
Just
I know.
survive. Just
No.
See,
Just
Lauren, this is
survive.
the kind of advice I've been getting. Oh, dude, just survive. Just sleep. Just sleep when you can.
but I don't know.
I do have one piece of
Oh,
advice.
yeah.
Oh, dude, come on, I got my notebook ready.
Okay, Jessica, if you just surprise her one time, like just I got the day. You just take your day. You do whatever you want. I got it the whole day. Just want you do that one time, and then you can. Then you know that you got it, and you can do it all by yourself for a whole day. Like she'll melt. Just do it.
Mel, dude, you know what's so funny about that? Last week, she caught the flu.
Oh,
So guess who had
shit.
the whole day of just like, dude, I was watching. I haven't watched so many 90s movies. Man, we were going hard. Dirty Dancing, Die Hard, Splash, Big, dude. I was throwing on some classics. So he's either gonna love these 80s, 90s movies. SpongeBob, dude. I mean, it's just anything to just keep me awake. But no, that I like that. I like that advice. Yeah, I think one of the things we tried to do was, give each other like their hour of like whatever they want to do, right? Like so, and it works, right? Like I said, like there's no really routine. It's like, hey, like, okay, baby's sleeping, take a deep breath. What do we got to do? Oh my God, we got to do laundry again. Like, so, but no, it's been good.
I don't know if I saved it, but I'll send it to you. But it was an Instagram reel. It was like the husband, he's like taking out the trash, and the wife's like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "Oh, she's carrying the newborn, right?" He's like, "Oh, I gotta take out the trash," and he goes out the door, and he starts going to like the bar, he's going to the restaurant, ordering sushi. He's spending the whole day by himself, and he comes back, and now the wife's carrying her trash, and he's like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "I'm taking out the trash," and she goes, he's like on a plane traveling somewhere.
Dude, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yes.
Jovi does say, "Oh no, wait. Best advice: enjoy these moments, as hard as some might be. It's only a moment."
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. It's brought us good perspective because I think, you know, like I'm not sure if you guys all feel this way, but sometimes, right? Like we put ourselves out there. We're sharing on social media. It's been a real helpful reminder to stay present and kind of live in the moment a little bit, enjoy the wins and smell the roses, so to speak, right? Pretty cliche, but yeah, just being present, being patient. Um, like a thing that Jessica always says is like, this is the smallest that he's gonna be, right? Like it's like crazy to think about, but before you know it, I can be driving my full self-driving Tesla. Like, nah, he's gonna have to start with a freaking '08 Honda Civic. I can't give him the keys like that. So yeah, no, it's been good. So I like that, right? It's only a
My
moment.
recommendation is, since I would say the best thing you can do is buy your ORAT tickets and get to Vegas as a Valentine's Day trip as a family.
Priorities.
Lauren is
Dude,
going. Did
right?
you know
Yeah.
that Lauren and Joel are both attending? They bought their
Oh
tickets.
man, I'm sure you guys will have a great time. You guys will have a great time. It'll be fun.
And if people don't know, I was trying to get Matt and his wife to be speakers at the event, and Matt had to decline it. He said because
I had to respectfully decline.
To be a
Cool,
speaker?
cool opportunity,
that's what I'm
cool
saying.
to share.
You have a-
I was like, Jess, like we could bring the newborn on stage, and it's like, oh, I was definitely asking a lot, but
Yeah.
I don't know, traveling, maybe traveling with babies on the plane. I feel like it's all
Easy.
right,
Just
right?
put a little alcohol on the lip and
Put them right to sleep.
but yeah, Zuber definitely likes the couples speaking to that effect, and I suggested Matt and his wife, and Matt freaking declined it, man. I was like, what the hell? But next time, maybe.
Dude.
I mean, I had a wedding to go to in outside of Baton Rouge in 2019, and we did not go to the wedding, and I got so much shit for it. Traveling with twins with a month
Oh
old.
man, dude, that's the other thing. I'm like, how do these people use or do like handle twins? Like, dude, you got no sleep. Like when one's getting ready to put down, okay, now the other one's hungry and like,
It
I
was
don't know.
bad.
I'm just
bad.
preaching to the choir here now. Sorry, Lauren. You're gonna have to hear the
what a
earful
snooze
from me.
fest.
Just do it.
I slept
Just
in
do
this
it.
morning, you guys.
Stan is asking you, Matt, how have your Airbnb bookings been over the last year? Any slowdowns?
Yeah, no, definitely some slowdowns. Like the first year was 21, and it was, I think we grossed just under 70K. This year we're on pace for just over 50K on Airbnb, and then maybe like 5 to 8K on either direct booking or like direct booking / repeat guests. Like, so we're getting repeat guests for the big, like, Tulane Parents Weekend. For like Mardi Gras, we're just having repeat guests just because um, we know what to expect. And I feel like that's the other thing that a lot of people really don't talk about. It's like, oh yeah, house hacking, it's great, but like we've been house hacking since 2020. Like, I'm honestly sick of it. Like, nobody says that, but I'm ready for my own space, yard, not having to QA our cleaner. But that's like, just on me as a bad I guess operating manager. I don't know. But yeah, I feel like that's something that's missed is it's not all sunshine and rainbows. So like you make this small sacrifice so that way you don't have to do it when you grow up. But yeah, Airbnb bookings are a little bit down, but like this unit right here is a like medium term rental. It used to be a long term rental, but then like Lauren, we are like, yo, I'm not having this person every day for the next year. Like, so we're like, we're not doing that. So we just rent it out in the summer, and now it's just a glorified mother-in-law suite for friends and family. So like now all we have to do is just worry about Airbnb guests downstairs, and really it's only just the high seasons. And so like what we're gonna have to do is like we're gonna have to put the baby in the front living room. I'm gonna have to sleep on the couch. I'm gonna do all the diaper changes and feedings out front, so I don't have to ignore the guest. Like, so I don't have to bother the guests, like ruin kind of their experience. But it's like, yeah, I mean, that's just what you got to do, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I don't know if you've ever been on with Jeremy Taggart, agent broker in Pittsburgh, who we work with a lot. But he same thing. He did I think what 7 house hacks, but he just had a baby also recently. And he said they just bought their primary, right? So they're done with the house hacking. But yeah, like you said, I mean, you guys put in the sacrifice though, right? Jeremy and his wife and you and Jess. It's not forever, right? The house hack is just to get started and help you get on the journey, right?
Yeah, and I, like they said, like the perspective of it's just a temporary thing that you can either offset your housing expense or even make a little extra cash flow on the side. And as that delta increases or you're living still below your means, right? Like you can accelerate your wealth building journey. Sticking to that plan and sticking to that consistency over time. So, yeah, I think we're definitely on the. If we've been house hacking, if there was a percentage and a spectrum, we're at like 95% done with this.
Yeah.
But we have until 2028 in New Orleans, so we'll be here at least for the next 2 years. So yeah, we're on the
When
back.
you just said 2028, I was like, oh, that's a long time. And then you're like 2 years. I was like, oh my God, what year is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's time is flying. Goodness.
Mhm.
I'll be in my early 50s.
No way.
I'm turning
Dude,
50.
you know what? You got that Hawaiian.
You
got that
are? You're going to
Hawaiian
have a big
fun.
party.
No, I'm not.
Why not?
Just
Big
another
fun.
day.
When is your birthday, Mark?
4th of July, man.
Oh my God, it's
What?
such a good day for a
Dude,
big party.
Dude, double down.
You're
I'm a-
turning
I'm a-
50. The
I'm a
country's turning
bison.
250.
Yeah, I'm a bicentennial. Oh yeah, what is it now? Not. I was thinking. Oh, when I was born, yeah, bicentennial.
You
You gonna
should
party with Trump?
you should come to Idaho. I'll throw you a big 50th. It's a great 4th of July place. They're very big on that holiday here.
All right, maybe that's the plan then. I am going to probably go to Carolina again for sure this year because the Bears play the Panthers. So I gotta figure. They haven't come up with the dates yet, but the Bears are playing in Carolina, so I'll definitely be probably at that game. Curtis, who's known for house hacking, says, due to all the ways to house hack, I can't imagine not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But then you
Because
also
he's done duplexes, right, Curtis?
no, he boarded up a room.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he boarded up a room and had no shower, but he wants to clarify that he did shower at the gym, and he wants to make that be clear that he did
Hit
not.
you with that disclaimer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Brady says, I've never been interested in house hacking. I value my privacy and space. Didn't move to Wyoming to be closer to people. No,
Dude, that's so true.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah.
And I feel like house hacking is a younger person's game. You know what I mean? If you're single or you just got married or you just have a girlfriend and you kind of, create a plan and have this vision of like, sit down and say, hey, we're going to do this plan for like 3 to 5 years. And, kind of that's it. That's totally one thing. But, to expect that, put that expectations on, multiple kids or, in our case, like we were living apart, like it made sense because of our work to like house hack and have roommates or whatnot. So I think every situation is different, but the principle of house hacking is sound. So
Well, see, Stan wants the birthday party in Hawaii, but
I mean, I'm down for that, but Hawaii is not very like 4th of July, you know. I mean, they do a lot of fireworks.
more for New Year's Eve though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But
yeah.
like also Hawaii's great.
If you like lots of humidity and 100 degrees, come to St. Louis.
Oh wow, that sounds.
You're
great.
inviting us this time, Joel?
It's great.
Because none
St.
of
Louis
us are
is-
invited to your Florida event.
You can.
Yeah.
Flavio also says, "I'm going to the party for Mark." You know who else will be there? Monica, because she lives in Idaho. Just saying.
Oh yeah, that's right. Brady said he'll be in Idaho.
See what you did there?
Yeah. See,
I see what you did.
we've already got a.
Have you met Monica yet, Matt? She's
no.
She's
It's
another
it's the
lender.
Scoop. It's a scoop.
She tries to. She's not able to attend this one, but she did come up with a great idea for the event. She and Lauren are all coming up with. They wanted to present a speed dating idea,
Ooh.
and none of them will participate in it. Though.
Yeah,
They just brought it up.
Exactly.
They're the coordinators. They're not
Yeah.
participating, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we all have boyfriends, so
Oh, there you
none of
go.
us are
See,
single.
justified
Yeah,
reason.
I got a boyfriend too, so I get it.
Yeah, Bill can't do it either. And if he doesn't, we're gonna find him one.
Curtis is saying the old people not have neighbors. Wait, do old people not have neighbors? What does he mean by that?
Like they don't.
Yeah, I think he's referencing the house hacking being a young man's game.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I feel like neighbor is different than like attached wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like night and day difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely see like to Brady's standpoint, it's not something a lot of people maybe want to do or do forever, like Matt was saying also, right? But for some, it's the way to get on the property ladder, and
Yeah.
you know, like Curtis, that was the way he got on the property ladder. He figured it out. I mean, he knew he wasn't gonna live there forever, and he sacrificed. He boarded, like you said, he boarded up the room, and you know, shower, you know, whatever he could do, shower at the gym, shower at the mom's house.
I
But
love how you
he
had to
figured it
make
out.
sure you were addressing the showering part.
I always have to,
You know,
because you know,
you gotta
there's
look
people
out.
like, "What did I do?" So I wanted to make that clear that he did shower, but now he's on his second house hack, right? So, but that's how he's doing it in a fairly high cost of living area in Washington, right? So he's figured it out, right? Oh, no, Lauren is being
volume.
Hey,
Oh,
Cody.
see? I've been voted in
Yeah,
as party organizer.
yeah. We can't let Joel organize it because then he won't invite us. He'll have an event
He'll-
and just not invite us.
He'll be
I'm on-
late
I'm on-
too. He'll.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe was the first one here today, but Cody Davis is here.
Lauren
so-
was not the first person here.
No,
No,
but I was on
you were.
time.
I said you were the. Oh yeah, you said you were the first person here.
I know, and I said Lauren was not the first person.
Yeah,
That
but
was
I
my
was
nice
not
way of
late.
saying you were late.
But
you were,
yeah,
you were
I
a
just
minute late. At
No,
least a minute late.
no, Mark just didn't let me in.
Cody Davis is here, and he will be kicking off the Vegas event. He is the day one speaker for the event in Vegas, and I think a lot of people are loving his content now. He definitely scaled very quickly. All seller finance, no bank loans for probably his first 200 units, I believe. Now he's really consolidating his portfolio, getting rid of a lot of partnerships, and just cleaning things up because he realizes that it's the time freedom, right? It's a certain type of lifestyle he is seeking, and he's 26. I think he just turned 26, but yeah, smart guy, and yeah, he people love hearing his story because they kind of realize that, you know, even him, you know, talks about all his mistakes and the struggles that he kind of went through, and like people may not know, me and Cody talked about it, but Cody went bald. He was so stressed out at one point that there's videos that he recorded probably about a year ago that he was losing his hair. He went bald. He was losing his hair, and he was very stressed at how his portfolio was, and so yeah, now he realizes kind of that a little bit more of that small and mighty type of mindset, right? Kind of that Dion. You don't need a huge portfolio, right?
Yeah. Lauren, are you having partners in your Idaho boutique hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have 2 partners right now, and when we build the bowling alley, we may take on more like financial partners.
Yeah, I felt like you said, like kind of higher barrier to entry probably might, I don't know, lend well to partners that are either specialized in either they're bringing the money or they're bringing the operators or a mix of the two. So
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
I think the way I plan to structure it is to have like some financial like limited partners that don't really have any say in things, but they will get like financial returns, and then have an operator, somebody who lives locally who wants to run it. So.
I didn't know Jason had the same birthday as me. He says he's not as old as me.
Dude, now you got a 3 birthday celebration: America, Jason, and Mark.
Stan is saying he will make it to Vegas whenever the event's not held in Mardi Gras, because that's always his excuse. That's the busiest time of year for his Airbnbs. Jovi is asking my excuse is that I have to deal with fools like you every day. You know, it's very stressful having to deal with you guys. But definitely, Matt, if you don't know, my channel is monetized now, so it's actually a lot easier now because I do have kind of like Zuber's. I have regular guests for the most part.
Oh,
so
really?
it's not
Dude,
as
congrats.
Right, he's making money off our backs.
I'm making peanuts. I'm trying. So Lauren has a YouTube channel now, which I don't know if she put a video out there yet, but Lauren has a YouTube channel.
I haven't checked it since I made it.
But so Mondays is Cody Davis is the regular. Tuesday is Brandon Potts. I don't know if you met him in school, right? Built to Rent, or he changed his name though, but he's speaking in Vegas also. Cody and Brandon are both speaking in Vegas. We got Joe and Lauren on Wednesday. Thursday, it looks like it's going to be Justin Canberra now. So I'll be here with Justin Canberra tomorrow. And then Friday is Emily. I don't know if you haven't met Emily yet, but she has a big DIY channel. But she owns her own brokerage in Wyoming. But but she's trying to start a new like a real estate specific channel. But her DIY one has like 16,000 subscribers.
Oh dang! So you have now transitioned to full-time podcaster? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I want workers' comp still yet.
Oh, don't front.
He's full-time podcaster.
You hear this? This is the full-time podcaster saying that he's all casting stones about fraud. Come on, bro.
I am on workers' comp. I tore my shoulder, and I actually see the surgeon again on Friday. And
Sling.
We'll see.
At least keep up appearances. Come on, dude.
Well, you need a neck brace.
I
just can't move. That's so funny. You should.
Anyways, all right, let's move on.
She's like, I can't draw too much attention. People are gonna listen.
Hey, Lauren, are you able to connect your channels to the lives and put those lives on your channel?
In theory, yes.
Joe, she barely gets here on time. I mean, that's just
no, next time we need to do that. Like, you have a channel, it's up there. You've got 14 subscribers. That's great.
Yeah. So Lauren,
we need to get the lives connected. We'll do that next time.
So Lauren, like when I send you the link, like you can connect it at that time. So it's not like you have to. So it's not like you have to connect it like before you jump on. So you can. The only one that and it's not working anyway. Instagram's not working right now, but that would be the only one that you would kind of have to do right before you jump on. The rest you can actually.
That does help actually, because it's like now that we're 8:45, it kind of like I run back from my workout class to jump on.
Yes. But yeah, so Matt, I don't even know what to promote for you now. You still got your YouTube channel going, or I still have that.
I don't sell anything, man. You don't got to promote nothing. I'm here just to educate and share, and hopefully a story kind of resonates with somebody.
Well, okay. Well, how about your
Discord?
The Discord that you're part of, is that free? Is that anyone can join?
No, it's like a paid thing. Like I pay in, and I mean, I guess there is like a free trial if people are interested in that. But yeah, I mean, if people like doing stocks and options and investing that way, certainly that's like an avenue for people. Um, but no, it's all right, man. I'm not selling anything. You could just plug the X. That's what I'm trying to grow. I feel like that's a good thing I can grow on my time with right now.
Yeah, I saw Harrison.
Speaking.
No, he's just saying, welcome back.
Dude, Harrison, what's up, man? Did he buy any? Dude, did you see? So this was a while back, but Zuber bought into Tesla stock. Probably
yeah, Zuber, even Dion
Yeah.
did.
Dang,
Because
wow.
they were pissed at
It was
Timmy Waltz. They're
Tim Walz?
they're
Oh, yeah.
very upset at Timmy Waltz.
I
Almost.
gotta ask him. Ask him next time you see him. Did they sell?
I think Dion did. I believe Dion may have. I'm not sure if Zuber did, but I believe Dion took his profits but they're both just upset at someone almost like hoping for an American company to fail, and they said, you know what, we're going to invest it, and yeah, they threw their money in there. Hey, John Litz is here. Yesterday was his birthday. I'll put his channel in the chat. Everyone go follow him. But he did have, I believe, his 5th eye surgery, he said yesterday. So hopefully he's feeling better. He's trying to get his Airbnb up and running, his new project. But he's dealing with a lot of work, health, all kinds of stuff going on. But yesterday was his birthday. So happy birthday, man. Hope you're feeling better. Put his channel in there. Yeah, you guys, anything else you want to discuss, Matt? I don't know. Books? Any good parenting advice book you read before?
Me, dude. My parenting advice is freaking YouTube University. There's these people, the doctors Borkman. I don't know. They're 2 certified pediatricians, but I don't know if like how to put on the Solly wrap and the baby carrier, dude. I'm just straight go to YouTube. I'm not reading that manual. I'm visual, so that's just it right now.
Shoots, I just lost John's channel. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know. Anything else you guys got then?
Nope.
Dude, this was fun. Thanks for letting me hop on, guys.
Oh, you're always welcome.
Yeah, it was good to have you back.
Someone did say Lauren's channel is empty.
I was like, okay, call me out.
But if you guys can, go to Deconstructing Dreams. That's John's YouTube channel out there.
Okay.
Go support that. But he's doing some cool stuff on his Airbnb. In Reno, Nevada. Yes. Brady, same here. Parenting advice from Stan is the little engine who could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys, thanks for doing this. Joe and Lauren, thanks for doing this Wednesday. Matt, you're welcome back anytime, man.
When I see you, can I expect some peanuts?
Mark, that was to you.
What? Peanuts? You're making more than me on Facebook, probably. I just saw you post how much interaction you got going on there. Oh yeah, you already talked on Joe's comment about your Facebook post, right? But yeah, what's going on with that then, real fast? What's the deal with you posting so much all over the place?
Well, I mean, speaking to Mojo's comment about X, like X is so easy to post or reply. Like being a reply guy is a very, very strong way to be able to build your account and build your followership. Because they incentivize following and engaging with people who are verified. So being verified is important there. Anyway, so clipping Twitter posts that I think are cool, I just put them on Facebook, and I've started seeing the algorithm push certain things. Like, okay. And so I started ramping up my output of shit posts, and then I'm at about 30 posts a day now. And
Damn.
like I think I'm at like 1 million views now for the 30-day stretch, which like it's pretty much all like the last like 2 weeks. So
Dude,
I'm just
awesome,
experimenting with it, just doing it because I can. Like I I can manage that because I'm literally putting no thought into it at all. Thanks, Joe.
No wonder it attracts Joe. There's no thought. But Joe says Joel never stops posting on Facebook. His feed is all Joe. It's ridiculous. But I did find John Litz's YouTube channel. So if you guys can
Cool.
go jump over there, subscribe, go wish him a happy birthday.
I almost got into you mentioned Twitter fights. I almost got into a Facebook fight with my younger brother.
Oh boy, family
who is-
dynamics playing out on Facebook. Classic Facebook.
Yeah,
Dude,
like I posted
This is what Facebook's for.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some triggered left liberal people out there that comment, and I'm just posting just to post. I'm not trying to comment. I'm not trying to get into conversations. But I posted something about the map with Greenland having the United States like stars and flags in conjunction with Alaska and United States, and my brother's like, bro, please tell me you're not like being serious. Like, are you for that? And I'm just like, oh, jeez.
Dang, Thanksgiving is about to be awkward, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Josh Burdick said he subbed Lauren, so it looks like you're getting
Nice.
subscribers with
Dang,
no
nice.
content yet.
On the rise.
So, just imagine what
100%
you have.
increase today.
Next, I'm doing a live next week on Wednesday on my channel, so check it out.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Actually, I will be back in 90 minutes to with some first responders. Yesterday one of them had to cancel last minute, but we'll be back. I'll be back in 90 minutes with two first responders on. They want to talk about their first responder finance programs and things like that. But everyone else, thanks for tuning in. Matt, good to see you. See you in Vegas, Matt. Lauren, Joel.
FaceTime me, dude.
Tomorrow's the last day for
baby.
ticket sales.
FaceTime me.
Tomorrow's the last day for ticket sales. Just letting you know. So
Oh.
Uber's going to shut it down after tomorrow, just to so you get the head count for food. But Lauren and Joe,
Are we gonna do a live over there?
I feel like
Oh,
we
you
have
have
to.
to.
I really
have to.
want to do shit. I just
No,
want
we're
to.
doing it. We're 100% doing
I'll
it.
bring some equipment. We'll do it.
Give the people what they want, Mark.
Mhm.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
All right,
Yes.
everyone.
All right, see y'all.
Thanks,
Okay,
y'all.
bye.
See ya.
Great job.
Bye.
Great job, guys. Bye.